We are finally back. I'm so excited. I'm super excited. So today I'm going to be talking to our new guest. She's a New York University student. It's an Abu Dhabi campus, and she's just finished her first year. She's now sophomore.
I wasn't planning on going abroad, but I just refused to prepare for the term. So I started looking for other options and applying abroad. But I didn't think I would actually go, even if I get in. I just wanted to see if I do get in.
Doing it at the age of 14 is pretty impressive. She got 7.5 at the age of 14.
Coming to classes is way better than self-studying, for sure. For self-studying, you make mistakes and you don't know why they are mistakes.
Did you start learning Arabic?
I did. Why?
Do you guys notice thick Arabic accent in her English? She didn't have that before.
And my dad said, you should have studied so hard that luck wouldn't have any role in it.
What does purpose stand for in NYU? 120,000 assumes that's $10
What a drink!
for a single drink. So you have to work hour to get a single drink. So we're gonna give our audience a little musical break
Sure.
with your amazing piano skills. All right, let's save some of it for the podcast. All right, so you tell us when to start. Hey folks, hey everyone, welcome back to another episode of Ad Astra Muse. We are finally back. I'm so excited. I'm super excited. So today I'm going to be talking to our new guest who just returned from her first year studies in Qatar, right?
Abu Dhabi?
Abu Dhabi, I'm sorry. Abu Dhabi, always get mixed up, I'm sorry. So she's a New York University student. It's a Abu Dhabi campus, and she's just finished her first year. She's now sophomore. And today I'm going to be talking to this amazing student. All right, it's time to finally meet our guest, Miss Guli. Hi.
Hi. Hello, everyone.
Miss Lee, it's
Should
great.
I introduce myself?
Yeah, please do. Yeah, go
Okay.
ahead.
So my name is Guli Habibullaeva. I was born and raised in Bukhara, in one of the regions in Bukhara. My education. If people ask me to talk about my background, I only talk about my education background because that's all I have about my past. But currently I'm studying in New York University, Abu Dhabi. I finished my freshman year. That's general.
Right. You say there's more to you than just your education. Would you like to talk a little about your upbringing in the region? So when you say the region,
I
one of the
mean,
districts in Bukhara, right?
The district's a village.
Okay, so
In
what is it
Vapkent.
called?
The region itself is Vapkent and the village is called Shakarkent.
Uh-huh.
So their life, I would say, is good. People are hardworking, but in terms of opportunities, you have to come to the city for that. That I know. And I mean, for me, it was, I did like my region. I didn't know most of the people there because I did not study in that region. But now I'm trying to reconnect with the people. Like literally, seriously.
Right. When you say I did not study in that, you didn't go to school in that village, right?
No, I did not.
So where did you go to school?
For school, my first school was a Russian school in the region itself, not in the village part. There I studied for 5 years, and then I moved to a boarding school for 4 years. So no time for family, unfortunately, during that time. And then the last 2 years, my school was changed into a specialized school under presidential agency, and there I studied the last 2 years.
Okay. So, like, at what point did you start learning, English seriously, wanting to get into a foreign university? A quick question: had you always had a dream of getting into a foreign university, or was it was there a turning point in your life when you made up your mind to go abroad to study, not stay here?
I wouldn't say I always had this dream, but in ninth grade, my classmates were preparing for the TM, but I did not. I wasn't planning on going abroad, but I just refused to prepare for the TM. So I started looking for other options and applying abroad. But I didn't think I would actually go, even if I get in. I just wanted to see if I do get in. And
So
then,
hang on, man. So when you say DTM, you mean like the national testing system, right?
yeah.
Because some of our foreign viewers who are not from around here may not have clue what DTM is. So for reference, it's a national testing system in Uzbekistan.
Yeah.
Right. So you have to pass DTM exams if you want to qualify for any of the universities here. So she opted out of that option and in pursuit of something else, something better, I guess.
SAT, something easier, I would call. Yeah, and in terms of my English journey, it started quite early, actually. I took private lessons in third grade. It started in third grade,
Yeah.
but I was not serious at all. My parents just put me there because their work would finish late. And after school, I had time before coming home. So they would just drop me off there and tell me, do whatever you want, don't bother us. So I would go there, play with their kids, and not study.
So it was like a daycare center.
Yeah,
Not
something like
exactly a
that.
learning center or
Yeah.
yeah.
And then in fifth grade, I attended courses with my peers. And then after fifth grade, I got into a boarding school, and there I started getting things seriously. And I attended my first serious English classes. That was grammar classes with abiturients, which are students 9th, 10th, and 11th grades. And I was a sixth grader. I was the only sixth grader. I took grammar classes there with that teacher for 3 years. So I have 3 years of grammar. Just grammar.
Just grammar.
Just grammar.
Were you not bored out of your mind
I loved
studying
grammar. I loved grammar.
You're one of those grammar nerds,
Yeah.
grammar gurus, right?
Yep.
So, how about IELTS? Well, when did you transition to IELTS from grammar?
So after 3 years of grammar, at the end of 8th grade, during summer, I started taking IELTS courses in the region. Then in the beginning of 9th grade, like in September, I took my first IELTS. And I got 7.5. I think it's a pretty good score.
It is an amazing score.
Yeah, because I think it was 2021, which makes me 14. Yeah, my birthday didn't come yet, so I was 14. And I mean, now a lot of people get that score, but during that time, it was kind of a shock for a lot of people.
Doing it at the age of 14 is pretty impressive. She got 7.5 at the age of 14. This is when you're in 8th grade, right?
Yeah, after I finished, beginning of September of 9th grade.
Okay, right. So it's a good thing you're sharing this information, so parents and students watching this podcast know that it's not too early for their kids to start signing up for IELTS classes in 7th, 8th grade. It's like if you really are intent on going abroad, then you need to have a head start. Like you did.
Definitely.
Have a head start in IELTS and SAT, because like you want like a year or two for your what they call college application preparation, where we sign up for different extracurriculars, projects and stuff, right? Build a profile, write essays. So before you get to that point, you really want to be confident in your English and in your SAT, right?
Yes.
So yeah. For 7.5. In fact, I've lately been seeing a lot of like 7.5s among 12, 13-year-olds. Not from Bukhara exactly, but I've seen some names on the news.
That's impressive, yeah.
So, and then what happened? 7.5?
Then in 9th grade, I already was tired of English, so I stopped learning any English. In fact, I stopped learning anything for 1 year. And I was just participating in competitions. And in 10th grade, I came back to English. I came to Ad Astra for it. And I studied in your group and A&M Program, I mean.
Yeah.
Then I got my first 8. I mean, my only 8. But yeah.
Can I say something before you carry on?
Of course.
Did you start learning Arabic?
I did.
That is.
Why?
Do you guys notice thick Arabic accent in her English? She didn't have that before. She didn't have that before. The other guest we had on a podcast with this sort of accent was Miss Marifat Jamal. Yeah, she had the same. She had the same accent. Go and watch that podcast if you don't believe me. She had this like thick Arabic accent. It's so cute. It's adorable. I like it.
That's
Yeah,
interesting.
I like it.
I never noticed it.
Yeah. Right. I guess you don't notice it when you're in Abu Dhabi, but
guess,
when
I
you go
guess.
to other English-speaking countries or a place like Bukhara where they don't exactly have an accent, it kind of sticks out. So,
Okay.
right.
Uh,
I'm sorry if I made you too
no,
self-aware.
it's fine. It's fine. I never realized it.
Okay.
I'm actually proud of it.
Yeah. Sure.
Okay, so yeah, I got an 8.
Uh huh.
And then that's it. My IELTS journey finishes here. And then I started SAT.
Yeah. Right. But before we rush into that chapter, would you like to shed more light on your IELTS preparation at Ad Astra?
Yeah, of course.
It was 3-4 years ago, but I still remember it.
Yeah. I wasn't.
It was a while back ago.
Yeah. I don't remember. I don't know how you remember me as a student.
Okay, my impressions of Miss Guli at the time were very quiet.
Might be.
She was quiet at the time, right? And I think you're not like easy to open up at the time. You know, she was a really tough nut to crack. She just sit quietly. Or maybe you're just being observant, really paying attention. I didn't know. I didn't know what to make of you at the time. Okay.
I simply thought my opinion would suck, and that's why I was not the most expressive, and that's why I wouldn't talk. Also, I didn't like talking in English, and you made us talk in English only. That's why I wouldn't talk in English much, but in Uzbek I would talk more.
Yeah. Right. So you kept quiet most of the time.
Yeah.
So you got your IELTS 8 and you moved on to SAT. Where did you do your SATs? Did you self-study or sign up
Okay,
for a
for
course?
that also I do have a lot of points, but I wanted to talk about IELTS, your program.
Yeah, sure, please.
So here I improved my writing and speaking by a lot. So speaking mostly from you, the pronunciation changed so much, and
But
it's a nice
sadly, all of it has gone out the window. I'm sorry. I like teasing people.
it's fine.
It's
I
okay.
said I'm proud of that
Yeah.
accent.
No, I like it. It's cute. It's cute. It's adorable. I like it.
And then in terms of writing as well, the writing for me was torture. I tried avoiding it at all costs, and then but Alisher Domdo made it easy, made it look simple. He made it look simple, but it still seemed hard for us, so I was still afraid of writing.
Yeah, and a quick note here. Domlo is a local term for teacher, like for foreign viewers watching this podcast. Yeah.
Okay. So, yeah. And my reading and listening were already fine from my first attempt. So, my speaking and writing, as I have said, improved by a lot. But I was still not very much confident in my writing. But I still ended up with a 7 because of task 1, I think. Because you don't really express your own opinion for that. And I said I was not the best at expressing my opinion. I was good at looking at things, observing, and noting them down. That's why task 1 was easy for me. And I think I got a 7 from task 1 exactly, and 6.5 from task 2. Yeah. If I remember correctly, of course. So yeah, something like that. Yeah, we can talk about the city now, I guess.
Yeah, sure. I mean, you still have pretty good recollection of that time. I'm surprised.
I have a lot of memories from that time.
Yeah.
I have a lot of memories from Ad Astra. What do you mean?
Oh, some of your group mates are still around. Mr. Zikrullah is our head SHE teacher working here, right? And we got Miss Fatima.
And Miss Khra?
She's Miss Zukhra. She got married and moved to Tashkent.
Oh.
Right. Yeah, they actually sisters both got married. One stayed here, the other one moved to Tashkent. So, any other members? I guess one other group mate you had was Mr. Shahruch. He's in Tashkent now.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he moved to Tashkent. Yeah, he wanted to look for bigger opportunities, just like you did back in the day when you moved out of your
I see.
village. So yeah, anyone else? Yeah. things have changed a lot.
Yeah.
So,
Okay. I did not expect some of the things.
like what?
People moving to Tashkent, for example.
Well, I am. No, I'm actually very supportive of it. I totally support it. Like when a student tells me I want to go abroad to study, I'm very supportive of it. Because like if you big city, more opportunities. That's just the way I see it. Bukhara is a big city too, but it's not as big as Tashkent, and obviously not as big as Abu Dhabi or New York, right? So the more opportunities you have, the better future you can build for yourself. See more things, experience new things. Most of all, broaden your mind, and that's some I see in you. Like you've come with a different mind, different perspective, and it's like a total transformation, glow up kind of thing. I really like that mentally.
I hope so. I
Yeah.
hope so.
Yeah, right. I yeah, I'm very about the fact that they are in Tashkent now, working at bigger schools,
Yeah.
chasing different paths.
I remember you used to tell us all the time during the teacher meetings that you were gonna be angry at us if we didn't move out from here in 5 or so years.
Yes. Oh yeah. I did say that.
Yeah.
I do remember it because life is all about moving, right?
Definitely.
Right. Like Ad Astra school is getting really big too. We are now 2 campuses. I'm not sure if you know that.
I
Were
do.
you around when we expanded?
No, I was not.
Not exactly. Yeah, you should see our
I
campus.
should, definitely.
Yeah, it's really big. So I haven't lately been coming to this campus. Actually,
Really?
like, this is my first time in 2-3 months in this room.
Wow.
Oh yeah, I feel just as new here. Yeah,
I did not expect that.
yeah. Things moving fast. It's great. Anyway, back to your SAT story. Well, so what happened with your SATs? How'd you go about your SAT preparation?
I started by self-studying because there was no SAT teacher during the time. Even Parviz was not teaching at that time. I actually took my first SAT at the same time as him. And he got 1560 and I ended up with 1420. My first attempt. And, you know, comparison and expectation failure and everything led me to stop learning SAT. So I again took a big break during summer. I didn't do anything, no SAT. I watched Naruto the whole summer, literally, from morning till evening. And then in October I came back. Parviz was already teaching here during that time. I joined his group, so I studied 1 month with him. I took the test in November. It was actually the day after my birthday. Yeah. And that time I got 1540 and that was enough for me. So I would say coming to classes is way better than self-studying, for sure.
Why is that?
Definitely. For self-studying, you make mistakes and you don't know why they are mistakes.
Isn't it different now that you have ChatGPT? Can you just not?
ChatGPT sucks at SAT.
Oh, really?
At reading especially, you give it a question and it gives you answer A, for example. And the correct option is not A. And you ask it, but isn't it another option? And it says, oh, I'm sorry, it's B. But the correct option is not even B. And you ask again and again. And every time it will be, oh, I'm sorry, it's this. It's actually this. And every time the incorrect option.
Is it I think it's only the case with the free version. If you like upgrade to smarter models, you might get correct answers, or you might get answers with better accuracy.
Might be.
My guess is they do that on purpose, so people buy the premium option. Yeah, it's a marketing
That's
strategy.
Smart.
Marketing, exactly. That's what it is.
Dirty smartness.
Right. Anyway, because you actually want to test this theory. If there's anyone out there with the paid version of ChatGPT, ask the same question, both the free version and the paid version, and see which one answers better or correct. Yeah.
They should do that.
We should test out this theory for sure.
Yes.
So you said one clear difference is you have someone keeping you in check and helping with your questions. Any other differences between
Also
self-studying?
people, of course. Here you can just come to the center. It's studying environment, unlike your home, where you want to study on your bed, but you don't study. So here you have people to study with, and the environment to study in. That's why offline is way better.
So it's like hard to stay grounded when you're home, and you often find yourself tempted to watch Naruto. Like
That was when I was taking a break. I allowed myself that break.
okay, sure, very much deserved break, right? After a long period of studying, grinding hard.
Yeah.
Right. I get that. I totally get that. In the meantime, you were taking Olympiads, weren't you?
Yeah.
Language Olympiads. Would you like to talk about that as well?
Yes, definitely.
Yeah.
So I want to mention first of all the point of my basically talking is that first of all I want to show that it's possible to get into top colleges. Regular people are doing it from villages, for example. But not only that, not only for inspiration. I want to show that it's not just luck. It was hard. It required a lot of time, a lot of um, dedication, I would say, a lot of studying, basically. And people have to know this part. Not only that we are getting in, but what it's taking us to get in. And Olympiads are part of that. Because I started grammar very early, and in Uzbekistan, people usually start in 9th grade to study grammar, or for IELTS, usually they don't even study it. So I took it for 3 years, and I started it very early. And that's why by 9th grade, I was fully ready for the test. Because in the Olympiads organized by the country, they are focused on grammar, mostly on grammar. At least the first stage is based on grammar. And if you don't know grammar, you can't pass the regional level. So I could easily pass that one, while other people in 9th grade, they haven't started yet. That's why it was easy for me. So, and then the regional levels, like across the city, there it would be both grammar and something like IELTS, reading, listening, writing, I believe. And for that also people were just starting their English journey when I have finished mine. I already had my IELTS 7.5 at that time. And I took the test, took the Olympiad, and I got the first place in 9th grade, and in 10th and 11th grade as well, in the city, in the Bukhara level stage. And I would say in 9th grade, actually, a fun fact, I got 73 or so points out of 100. And that's why I thought I messed it up. I'm not getting any place for sure. But the second place got 60. There was a huge gap. And others were 59, 58, 57, like that. And then the first place was 73 or 74 or something. So there was a huge gap even. And that's why I think my dad told me something very interesting actually. In 11th grade, the final stage, I lost in it. I didn't get a place because I didn't study enough for it. And my dad said, I was complaining to him that I wasn't lucky enough. I didn't get the good questions and stuff. And he said, the problem was that you left it for luck. You should have studied so hard that luck wouldn't have any role in it.
What a strict dad. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's great.
He said, like 9th grade, luck didn't play any role because the gap was huge.
Yeah.
And in 11th grade, you let others come close to you, and that's why luck played a role, and that was your mistake.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it did not help me calm down, of course, but it was true. So that was the country organized competitions. Actually, they started with preliminary بلا شوية. In 6th grade, I remember I learned the entire book at that time by heart, all the facts. It was fully about geography, English class book. I learned all of that. And the questions they were not about grammar. They were about, for example, which country has 34 million people in it? And the answer would be Canada at that time. And that information was in some corner of the book. So you literally had to learn the entire book in order to be able to solve those questions.
So is it like trivia questions competition where you get asked what's the smallest country in the world, or what's the third planet in the solar system?
No. It was not like that. Our 6th grade book was all about geography. The US, Uzbekistan, other countries. And questions would be like, which lakes does the US have? Or which is the highest mountain in
Are you
Uzbekistan?
talking about your geography textbook or English textbook?
That's English textbook.
Fly High.
I think the name was that. I don't remember.
Yeah,
Purple book, basically.
they used to be called Fly High in my era. I don't know if they're still called. Are they still called Fly High, Mr. Muhammad Aziz? Our producer behind the scenes. He has no idea. He doesn't go to school. Why do you not go to school? All right. He's like, okay, keep it down. Keep it down. Sure, we'll keep it down. Don't cut it. Sure, carry on.
So yeah. So basically, this is how the Olympiads looked like at that time. It was not about English, basically. It depended on your memory. And I studied a lot. I remember the entire book. I memorized it. I even used to dream of the pages, literally, like the exact pages in my dreams, and it did pay off. So I didn't expect to get a place, but after I got it, it kind of motivated me to continue the Olympiads, and that's why I continued. So after this, I also participated in a lot of spelling bees and other English competitions. Like there's international hippo competition. It's also mostly about vocab and grammar. There, I got to go to Turkey for it. I got the first place or the second place, I don't remember, in Uzbekistan, and I won a flight to Turkey. Not paid though. So I did go, and then there I didn't get any place, but it was the best Olympiad experience for me, definitely. Because the test was in a bougie hotel, for example.
Wow.
Yeah, and then we traveled. So that's one of the perks of competitions.
So all your school years, you were submerged in English.
I was.
Yeah.
I was.
Like all your life was all about English. English from a very young age.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so you would say that exact thing made a big difference in you getting into university, foreign university, right?
Yes, I believe so. I still think that the strongest part of my application was my competitions. So if I can list them, I had one international for Hippo. I had 2 national spelling bees. I won the first place twice. And I had these regional ones. I think these regional ones were harder than any national or international level competitions, actually.
Is that because of the fact that they test your grammar? They test
No,
your
I loved grammar. Grammar was good, but what can I say? Here it's free, regional ones, and all people attend. All people attend. And for spelling bee, for example, it was paid. Plus, not everyone knew about them at that time.
So when you say like
Not much
participation is
competition.
paid,
Yeah,
you have to pay
yeah.
to be. I thought it was a part of the school system.
No,
Okay,
unfortunately.
right.
But it was good. It was really good. I remember I learned 8,000 words, only the spelling in 1 week for that spelling bee. And
Do you still have those skills? Like I spit out a word and you spell it out.
I might.
Can you
Not
try
any
it?
word,
Okay,
though. Not
so
any word.
Spell the word Switzerland. How do you spell Switzerland?
Come on. Okay. SWIT.
Swit.
Did I make a mistake already?
I think she did. I think she did Switzerland. It should be SWI Swit. Swit. TZERLAND.
Yeah. Did I say E?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
So anyway.
So I lost my skills then.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
So you see, the spelling may not be an important skill in the real world, in the adult world, but it was something that got you into university.
Yes.
Right.
I think because it was national level
Yeah.
and the other one was international level. That's why. That's what I think got me in. I also did Zulfia Khanum. I only passed the regional level, but it was also something. Also the gold medal from school. So, I mean, that's for if you have 5.0 GPA, basically. So 5 honors, and yeah, I think that's all of my competitions. All of them are about language.
So, but anyway, I mean, you had pretty strong school record that made you a great fit for foreign universities, right? You weren't one of those mediocre average students. You really stood out from your peers with all your achievements, milestones. And for those students who are wanting to go abroad to study, you would encourage them to put themselves out there, get involved on these different activities and competitions,
Yes,
and start collecting trophies.
definitely. But just to clarify, I wouldn't say I was mediocre, yes, but I wouldn't say maybe I did excel, but only in some areas. It was one area actually. It was just the language. So we shouldn't give the wrong idea to people that they have to be the best in everything. It doesn't work like that. It can't work like that, I think. At least for the majority of people. They should pick their field and focus on that.
Right. So you're a supporter of specialization
Yes.
from a very young age.
Yeah.
But a
And
lot of parents out there would say that it's a bad idea. Kids end up with a narrow outlook on life that you should be involved in. Were you not studying other subjects like geography, physics, chemistry?
I was, but I was not trying to participate in competitions for them. I mean, you study everything for a good grade, to deserve a good grade, not a fake one. And you choose one field which is the easiest for you, and you specialize in it as well.
Which is the easiest for you, which comes easy to you.
Yeah.
That was your criteria. English comes easy to me, so I'm gonna go down the path of learning English.
Yeah.
Okay.
Something like that.
Right. So, moving on. For a brief period, you worked at Ad Astra as a teacher. So, what was it like being part of the team here?
Okay, first of all, the day I got the job, Alshir Domno texted me and he's asking me to be the writing essay checker. And as I have said, essays have been a torture for me. I was so happy, but I was so scared. And I immediately took the job, of course, because I was happy about it. I wanted a job, especially in Ad Astra. But I was scared of writing so much. That's why I ended up spending a lot of time. I worked literally on the way when I was commuting. I had to work. And I had to buy certain services as well, actually. There was this website checking essays.
Why didn't you tell us this? So you're talking about you were our essay check teacher before ChatGPT era,
Yeah.
right? Because now that there is ChatGPT, are all essay check teachers just use
That's
AI tools?
That's quite convenient now, yeah.
It is. It is a real lifesaver,
Yep.
right?
I mean, I got the service. I don't know why I didn't tell anyone. It's just I didn't trust my own grading skills. And that was for grading only. And I didn't want to grade anyone.
And I don't think we asked for grades. We just
In the beginning, it was, I had to.
Okay.
The entire time I worked, I had to grade. And then right after me, they don't have to grade. I was like, that is unfair. I can still work if I don't have to grade then, because I literally quit because I had to grade. I should have told you, I think. Yeah.
But you weren't working only as an essay check teacher at Ad Astra, right? You did teach some groups. We want to talk about it as well.
Yeah.
It was not. I remember it was not exactly a smooth ride. There were a lot of bumps. There were a lot of.
Did I make it that noticeable?
Well, we had a few talks. I remember in this exact room.
Yeah. I forgot about them. Interesting.
Yeah.
So after quitting essay checking, I wanted to start teaching SAT and IELTS. So that was not the smoothest for sure, because it was hard. What can I say about it? It was really hard. It was so tough. I used to cry. I used to complain about everything. I used to blame everyone. I turned crazy.
Oh, you don't have that anymore?
No.
Okay. All right.
Not at all.
What changed? How did you deleted that mindset?
Okay. The worst thing I did to myself is I expected everyone to study like me. I expected everyone to know what I know. And that's why whenever I try to teach something, I would think, but they already know it. What am I doing here? And they did not know. So there was a lot of misunderstanding. Also, I took it very hard on myself. I thought I was responsible for everything, that my students had to be geniuses, that I had to give my students the highest results. And I was trying so hard that I didn't notice my students weren't trying so hard. And I realized now that my job is just to make sure that they are doing the studying and not me.
Uh-huh.
So that's the logic now.
Yeah, right. So do you are you I did you work did you have any work experience? Like did you work as a teacher after you left Ad Astra?
I started working 2 months ago, I think, in April.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
You
I did.
you mean as soon as you returned home?
Just before it. Just
Okay.
before it.
Okay.
During the exams week and at NYUAD. So I wanted an online job, but I couldn't get it in Abu Dhabi, so I had to get it in Uzbekistan,
Okay.
and I got it.
Okay. Congrats. But I don't
And I feel like a betrayed traitor.
not exactly. I don't see Miss Guli around working at Ad Astra anymore. What happened? Did we have a fallout? It's okay. It's all right. People make choices, and I totally respect that. Respect comes first before anything else. Things happen for a reason. I'm a big believer in things happening for a reason.
Thank you for that.
Yeah.
So I'm teaching SAT at SAT Tashkent.
Cool.
Yeah,
In Tashkent, right?
it's online.
Oh, okay. That explains. This is like then I having a job in Tashkent, being on a podcast right now. I thought you were making a trip down here to Bukhara.
Oh, no.
SAT.
I'm staying here. I missed home a lot. Not moving anytime yet.
Okay. All right.
And in SAT Tashkent, it's going well. At least for me as a teacher, I'm not struggling because I've had the experience and I know what to do, what not to do. And that's why it's way easier for me.
Do you like teaching SAT more than teaching IELTS?
Definitely. I hate teaching IELTS.
Okay.
IELTS sucks. I'm sorry. Teaching IELTS sucks.
Why is that?
Literally. Because, first of all, the students, they come to IELTS and their dream is to learn English. But they come to SAT to go abroad. They have bigger dreams. And that's more inspiring.
But a lot of students signing up for IELTS classes also want to go abroad, right?
Yeah, now yes.
Now, yeah.
But before it was not like that.
Uh-huh.
They would study IELTS and they wouldn't have their dreams bigger than IELTS. And I didn't like looking at eyes that only dream of IELTS, to be honest. What else? Also, there is writing in IELTS. What can I say? I hated it. And reading and listening as well. The only way to improve that is to practice. But students don't get it. They want to miraculously improve it without doing anything. And I don't know. And you have to make sure that there is discipline all the time. You have to make sure that they are studying enough. And with some problematic students, it's very hard. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, all jobs have got their ups and downs, right?
Yeah.
So.
But I'm so glad that I don't have those problems now.
Oh, yeah. But when you teach online, you're not as much involved in your students' education as you would be when you teach offline, don't you think?
I think it's because, for example, exams or any homework, you don't have to check it. You don't have to spend the time or to check exams or to make the test for exams. Everything is on the platform, they solve it, and then the platform shows how many correct answers they got, what was their incorrect option, how many minutes they spent on that question, whether they came back to it or no, or whether they spent any time outside of the website when they were doing the test. So it's very convenient for a teacher.
So you're talking about Blue Book, right?
No, there is SAT Tashkent platform.
So they built themselves to track their students online.
Yes.
Yeah. Would that work for IELTS as well? Like if we wanted to implement this idea?
That would be very cool. That would be very cool. I would love to see that here.
Right.
Also, what else? We were talking about IELTS versus SAT teaching, right?
Yeah.
Also, for SAT, there aren't as many subfields. There's only English and math, and you take only one subfield. And that's why it's, I guess, less difficult.
So currently she's doing an online summer job, and once summer's over, she's going to head back to university for her second year studies in NYU Abu Dhabi, right?
Yep.
Okay, sounds cool. Now, moving on to the next chapter of the podcast, we're going to be talking about studying at NYU Abu Dhabi. First off, right off the bat, tell us why you chose this university.
didn't know that NYUAD existed, to be honest, in the beginning. I just wanted an American system school, and I thought they are available in America only. So I started with US application, and I really wanted NYU. First of all, I love purple. That was literally the reason.
Purple, the color purple.
The color purple.
What does that have to do with your university?
The
Is it there-
university, the color of the university is purple.
You mean the buildings all painted purple?
Yeah,
Or is it
and
their
its
signature?
symbol and the flag, for example, or the building, everything.
Are you talking about the one in Abu Dhabi or the one in New York?
All of them are,
All of them. It's their signature color.
of course. Yeah.
All purple.
Yep.
Okay. Why? What's the obsession with purple?
I just love the color. I just love
No.
the color.
Why they're obsessed with purple? What does it
They are.
symbolize? Yeah.
They are. I don't know.
What does it stand for? Like you never bothered to look into it? I think you
I don't
should.
know
I
why.
think
I
you
should.
should.
I
Like,
should.
well, what does purple stand for in NYU?
Yes.
Yeah. What's the meaning behind it? Right.
And I was obsessed with Taylor Swift at that time. I
At
think
that
at
time?
some point everyone is.
Not anymore.
Not anymore.
Okay. Thanks
And-
God. She's getting to that age. Not a
And
kid anymore.
and I think she graduated NYU also or something. So I didn't want NYU because of the education or anything like that, any reasonable reason. No, it just clicked with me, the vibe of the school. That's why I really wanted NYU.
So, what are the vibes like at NYU?
No, I just mean the country and Taylor Swift.
Okay.
Literally.
Right.
I mean, I didn't know actually at that time. I didn't even know how to look up the majors, what the university focuses on. I realized NYUAD is about liberal arts only a month after I was already there. Literally, I didn't know the academic stuff about universities. I just applied. I just looked up, does it give 8? Is it a top school? That's it.
Okay. So, like you telling me you got sort of pulled in that direction by your feelings. It was not really a rational decision.
No.
You were not calculating what you were going to do, what you're going to study, where you're going to go.
No, and I
Exactly,
had this
it's the-
feeling that I will get into that university. For some reason, the moment I saw, I just kind of felt, I don't know how it works. I felt. And then the application process started
So, hang on. How did you find out about the university in the first place?
about NYU.
Yeah, in the first, or
Taylor
did you already mention that part? And I missed it. You found out Taylor Swift. You were at the time a fan of Taylor Swift, and you found out she went to that university, and then you wanted to go to that university all of a sudden because she went
Maybe
to that
not all of a
university.
sudden, but it was there in the back of my mind. And then when I was choosing university, I saw NYU, and I was like, "Oh, Taylor Swift studied there. I want this one."
Okay,
Yeah.
right.
I mean, not only about NYU, actually. There was Brown University. I wanted there too because Emma Swift studied. No, Emma Watson studied there. This kind of thinking I had at that
Okay.
time.
Right.
So yeah, I chose. I want NYU, and then what happened? I felt that I wasn't good enough when I was doing application, and I really needed help. And I was asking Parviz for some help from time to time, but he would avoid me at all costs.
Why is that?
Unfortunately, I don't know.
Okay.
Or maybe not like that. It just seemed to me from the side. And then one day, but he did ask me. I said I'm applying to NYU, and he asked me which campus. And I realized, wait, they have more campuses. So I checked online, and turns out they have NYU in a Muslim country. And the moment I saw it, I was sure I want this university, definitely. And my mom also was happy with it, because about the idea of US, she wasn't very happy about it. But when I mentioned Abu Dhabi, she said, yes, go, go girl. She gave me the green light,
Yeah.
finally. So yeah.
Right. Then what are some extracurriculars you did to build up your application to be eligible for foreign universities?
The thing is, I was doing activities, but they were not for the sake of application, because I started them before knowing I would apply to American colleges, and that's why when I found out about universities, I didn't have much trouble for going and taking exams or competitions or doing extracurriculars because I already had them. I just needed to figure out how to put them in the application, how to phrase them, how to word them. But during SAT, I did do some volunteering and other activities too, of course, and I just put them all together. And what I did is, for example, I have been taking piano since 5th grade. I mentioned that. Also, something universities like is consistency in certain fields. Maybe not everything, but in some sport or some music, they like it when you have consistency. Because they want to see that your passion doesn't die, I guess. You can
Yeah,
keep the light on.
yeah, that makes sense,
Yeah.
right? So the extracurriculars part came pretty easy to you. How about the writing your essay part?
That was hard. That was the
As
hardest.
someone who's not good friends with writing,
Yes.
so how did that process go for you?
It involved a lot of self-roasting, a lot of self-hate, unfortunately.
Okay.
I tried writing something. I spent a lot of hours thinking about the topic, researching what I can write about. I read a lot of essays by other people. And then suddenly I wanted to combine everything into my essay. But the thing is, I tried to combine their ideas. Because I thought they were cool and my life was not cool. That's what I thought. And then I realized it was very hard to do that, and it was impossible to do that because it's their lives. Of course, it's impossible. And then I gave up. I took a break. I went to Tashkent to my to extended family, and after some time with them, I think I had more conversation with myself. So I was able to write then about myself, not combining other people's ideas.
What was the topic of your essay?
So I literally started about how boring my life was because it felt boring at that time. And I said, I don't want boring. I want to do something about it. So I dragged my friends into my life because I was doing competitions. I dragged my friends into it as well. And because that's what I did, I wanted to show why it mattered. So it was that I was doing the competitions and I was also dragging other people into something good, into competitions. They would also study because I would study. It was good for me and it was good for them.
So kind of a win-win for you and your friends.
Yeah. And actually, there was this competition with 5 people. We were a team and we got the first place in the regional level. In the city level, we got the second place. And overall, we won like 300 million sums, I think.
300 million sums. That's like $25,000.
Yeah.
That's roughly 25,000. Where did that money?
I mean, not everything for us, unfortunately.
Yeah.
For the school, most of it. Of course.
Right. Did you guys at least get a new purse?
I mean, we got 15 million for each student.
Okay. Well, I mean, that's not bad,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Right.
Some people got a Mac. I just gave to my mom.
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah.
Back to your essay. Like, so have you put your essay out there for people to view, for people to see?
No.
Are you planning on doing that?
Definitely no.
I'd love to read that essay. I'd love to read what went into that essay.
I don't want to show it because I mean I think it sucks, but that is not really the reason. I don't know because I read a lot of other people's essays. It made me overthink. It made me feel terrible. I don't think people have to read a lot of essays and also feel the same way I did. They should just be explained what you can write about. Give the options in bullet points. You can write about this, or this, and then tell them to write.
Yeah.
So that they don't compare.
Right. So rather than looking at what other people are doing and trying to replicate that, you'd prefer it if they just told their own story in an unfiltered way.
Yes, definitely.
Just put themselves out there as who they are rather than trying to pretend to be someone else they are not.
Yes.
Authenticity.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
Something most teenagers don't get when
Yeah.
applying to universities, right? And it's also hard actually when you think about when you're a teenager, you kind of going through a stage in your life where you're a little conflicted and
Definitely.
you're anxious about everything and constantly comparing, and you feel like you're behind
Yeah.
and that the whole world is against you, and then
And then this comes.
this comes, yeah. And then you start reading other people's stories and just makes it really,
Yeah.
really bad.
Yes. Maybe it also comes from, for example, for IELTS, we learn to learn the ideas and write them down the same way. We memorize the essays.
Yeah.
Maybe that played a role in also me trying to read their essays and trying to write the same thing. But anyway, it's not good. It's not good at all.
Yeah. But you can't write like exactly. I'd like to think like you can't exactly be entirely authentic. It's like when you're trying to be like original, because like you need some sort of a reference point about like what's right and what's wrong, and for that you need to go out there and learn what other people are doing, and then you kind of compare it with what you are doing, while trying not to let the two get mixed up, and then like put out there what you think, what you believe, right?
Yes, agree.
So if you went ahead and wrote an essay within not reading other people's essay or not reading other people's stories, then you'd find yourself clueless as to what to write. Say, okay, what am I going to talk about? Would that even be interesting? But if you've read a few essays and seen people talk about their personal struggles, seen people talk about their personal trauma, seeing people talk about their personal projects, you would have some kind of reference point. Okay, so people have talked about that. I guess I can talk about that as well. Just my version of it,
Definitely.
right?
They should
So
have.
it's not that bad after all. It's just really about striking a balance between doing a healthy amount of learning and expressing yourself
Yes.
in your true form, without watering it down with other people's versions. Yeah,
Definitely.
comes with age, comes with experience. Yeah, it's it's kind of a learning curve for people out there, and we all have to go through it, whether we like it or not.
Yeah,
You went through it. I went through it.
Yep. It's just if it feels wrong, it means you're just doing something wrong. So think about it and change it.
Yeah. I think it's not wrong as long as you do it. Doing it is less wrong than not doing it, if that makes sense.
I have to process this.
Okay, doing it is less wrong than not doing it. Interesting thing. Today I was having a teacher training session, and one of the things that came up was the use of ChatGPT. And I was telling our new recruit, who's not exactly our new recruit, one of our old teachers back home, and they want back to this. They want back to their job here at Ad Astra, and I was bringing them up to speed with some of the changes we've implemented. Now that there's ChatGPT, we have our students use ChatGPT to refine their language before class. They don't have to learn some sample answers anymore. They can write their own answer and refine it with ChatGPT.
Yeah.
Right. Back to we're talking about you getting into Abu Dhabi, NYU. So you wrote your essays, you extracurriculars, you submitted your profile, your application on your profile, and then you got in. What was your reaction when you got in? When you found out you got in?
It was in the morning, like 4 a.m.
Yeah.
I was alone. I woke up. It said, I have a message. And I ran to my laptop. I opened it. It was so slow. That moment was so slow until it opens the file. And then it said, I got in. And then I don't remember. I think probably, I mean, of course, I was happy.
I do remember that day actually when you got
Really?
in. Oh yeah, you came to work. You're happy,
yeah.
and you got some chocolate bars as a gift.
Yeah, my students gave them to
and then
me.
you
It
guys
was
decided
so
to have a
cute.
movie night, and then you texted me, "Hey teacher, can I have a movie night?"
Yeah.
I still remember all that.
We did have a movie night that day. And I told Alisher Domno as well. And he was also asking like, really? Because I told him I got into NYU, and probably he thought it was the main campus. For some reason, I was insecure about the fact that it was Abu Dhabi campus. But now I'm not, because the campus is cool. The education there is amazing. It's worth it. It's really, actually, people say it's harder than main campus.
Right. What were your parents' reaction when they found out you got in?
They were happy at first, of course, and then suddenly they were like, but what if? What if? What if the plane crashes? What if someone kidnaps you? What if you won't have friends? I don't know. What if you will stop believing in God? Different what ifs. But I kept saying that I don't care, I want to go. Whatever happens, whatever changes I will have, I want to go.
Did you literally say that to your parents? Like, I don't care, whatever happens, I'm going.
Probably. The point was that.
Yeah. But not exactly, I don't care, guys. It's like, don't encourage these kids, okay? Some of these kids looking for an excuse to start a fight with their parents.
I mean, if they get in, I think they deserve a little bit.
Yeah.
But if they have nothing to brag about, then
Yep, better keep your mouth shut.
yeah.
Don't talk back to dad and mom. Respect them all the time.
Definitely.
Yeah. Or you're going to get smacked in the face. Right.
Yep.
So they were all happy. You were happy. And I remember 3 months before your departure, you decided to quit your job.
Yeah.
And then you said you were going to be busy learning how to cook. You're going to be busy having
You
fun.
remember?
Of course. I remember all interactions I've had with just about everyone because I pay attention. I'm in that moment.
That's
I'm
impressive.
sharing that moment with the person, just as this moment we're having right now. So I think you were kind of like preparing for your departure at the time, decided to prepare for your departure. So what kind of checklists would you share for first timers, for people going abroad to study for the first time?
Okay.
Yeah.
So the things I did, I thought I needed. I did not need anything. So now, as someone who did go there, I can tell what they can do. First of all, they should research what the university offers after they got in, what majors are available, how to study, to get the most out of the opportunities the university offers, to research about that, to watch YouTube videos about the university and everything like that, and about the country itself, the location where they can go to travel. Because I study 4 days a week and 3 days off. You have a lot of time, and what can you do with the time? You travel, you go to places. So they should research that as well, where they can go. About the prices, it's better if they find a job as well in that country. That's it. That's enough. Nothing else.
Are you allowed to work there as a student?
Yes.
Okay, all right. So
Definitely.
it's good to know. My brother's in the US and he tells me he's not supposed to work as a student.
Really?
Yeah, they're not supposed to have what they call the social security number. He's not allowed to have one. As an immigrant student, he's not allowed to work. I think he might be allowed to work within campus, but not outside campus. Not like have a full-time job kind of thing. Not even part-time.
I don't know actually.
Some
On campus, there's a lot of jobs, hundreds.
what kind of jobs you got on offer at your university campus?
You can work at the library.
Okay.
You can work at the equipment center. Just someone who gives out the equipment, not
Okay.
hard. And they pay more than $10 an hour. Yeah.
Wow. So like how many hours can you work a day?
So for a week, I think maximum 15 hours.
15 hours, that's $150 a week. That's $600 a month.
And that's for doing nothing. You sit at the library or equipment center and you just sit. That's it.
For sitting, you get paid $600.
Yeah.
Is it enough though to cover your living expenses there?
No.
You need-
Like you go out, you want to get a drink, and it's like 30 dirhams will be about 120,000 sum.
120,000 sums, that's $10
For a drink.
for a single drink. So you have to work hour to get a single drink.
Yeah.
Isn't that insane? It's a pretty expensive country. So like, if it's not a secret, how are you financing yourself in Abu Dhabi? How are you taking care of yourself?
We have stipend. What do they call it?
It's stipend.
Stipend.
They call it stipend in English. They have the same thing, stipends.
And it's 15 million a semester in sum, of course.
You get the stipend from Uzbek government or the
No, the university.
They pay you a stipend.
I think not the university itself. I think it's Sheikh scholarship, probably. Basically, the country pays.
Wow.
Yeah, that's cool.
All students are eligible for a stipend.
No, unfortunately.
So what made you eligible for a stipend?
You just get the offer in the beginning and you stick to it. I don't know based on what. I think it's if you can afford or no. Depending on that, yeah. Do they call it need aware or something?
Probably. So you tell them you need money and they give you money.
Yeah, like
It's
that.
that simple. Guys, I'm going
Apply
to
to Abu Dhabi.
apply to Abu Dhabi. Free education, almost free. Oh, you got a free ride, right? Free scholarship.
Almost, yeah.
Okay, it's free almost. So it's like how much?
I
of it is
just
covered?
pay some part of the housing and that's it.
Cool.
Usually students have to pay about 2,000, 1,000, 3,000 in dollars.
Dollars a year or a month?
A year.
A year.
A year,
Okay.
yeah. And that's it.
Okay.
It's like the same as in Uzbekistan anyway, so better abroad. Pay the same amount.
Right. Now, going back to the checklist for first timers. So you talked about doing the research. How about like, obviously you'd have to pack the right clothes, right? There's
Yeah.
documentation part.
About clothes now. There were so many warnings about that everywhere. Everyone was saying, don't buy a lot of things, a lot of clothes from your own country. Admit it, you will buy from here. Everyone was saying it. And I just wanted to make myself happy. I did a big shopping before going. So much that I had to take 3 huge suitcases
Wow.
to campus first time. Then I threw away literally everything.
When you say throw away, would you
Donate.
donate it? Okay, right.
Yeah.
You don't need that much clothes.
There is a donating place in the university, and I donated because I didn't want to wear them simply. Because in Abu Dhabi, I wanted to wear their things because they're more quality, prettier, more comfortable.
Okay, all right.
You just want that.
And so you're saying our clothes are outdated.
I mean, no, that's not what I mean. Because the shopping I did was in my own region. And there, of course, the quality cannot match the huge VIP malls in Abu Dhabi. Definitely. That's what I mean. And when you go there, you can allow yourself to buy those clothes. Because you have the stipend, you might work, you can get those things.
Yeah.
So, no huge clothes shoppings before going.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh. And so what's the education? How about the education side of things? What are you studying at NYU at the moment? What's your major?
Okay, about majors. First of all, you choose a major. You can choose it up until second course last semester. So you have 2 years to figure out what you want to study. I applied, and it doesn't matter what you apply as, because I applied as literature major, and the reason was my extracurriculars and achievements were about that, so that I get in easier. And first I started with CS, then I wanted to try econ and basically everything. So there is this period you can add drop period, the first 2 weeks. I'm not sure if they have it in all American schools. So you take one subject, you see if you like it. If no, you drop it and take another one. You try out. So I did that trying out, and now I am stuck. I chose interactive media. There's no such thing in our country. So it's similar to CS. It has something similar to engineering as well, and to design. So it's a combination of all these subjects. And you might ask, what are you going to do with that major?
Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking. You read my mind.
Be unemployed. No. I mean, I want to go into 3D for advertising, for cartoons. It's not childish.
No, I think so. It's
Yeah.
very professional. It's like one of those. I forgot the name of the company that makes animated movies. Disney cartoons.
Warner Brothers.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the thing is that I can get the chance to, what was it called when you go to a company and you just learn how things work there?
Internships.
Yeah.
Yeah, internship opportunities.
Because we have study away opportunities, we can literally go to New York, let's say, and then intern there.
Oh, really? How about the visa side of things? Are you going to be able to get a visa?
University makes it, I think. I'm not sure. I
Yeah.
don't know, to be honest.
Right.
But it's easier when you are in a university, especially in NYU. So, what I was, and also I want to go into field of virtual reality. There is one of my professors are doing research there in that field. I participated in the research. I loved it. Probably I will start with also research because it's not that developed yet. And then I want to start making content in virtual reality. That would be cool.
So the kind of content you're talking about is the kind of content people who wear those virtual VR glasses,
Yeah.
right? This is not the like YouTube content.
No.
It's the VR glasses content.
It can be recreation of anything. For example, you can recreate a concert. You can recreate a class. It's not going to be just an online class, for example. Imagine you go and literally sit in a classroom, you see the teacher comes to you, things like that.
Yeah. I don't see people really doing that anywhere in Uzbekistan. Is it a thing in Abu Dhabi? Is it a thing abroad? Like, do you see a lot of people
In the university,
into
yes.
virtual reality?
The university, yes. In
It kind of
Abu
makes
Dhabi,
you
I don't know.
weak from the outside when you put on virtual reality glasses and you're just doing this like in it feels idiotic, honestly.
It feels creepy.
It is.
It feels
It
creepy.
really is.
You look at your body and it's not you. You feel weird about it. But
So like, why have virtual reality classes when you can go to a real class, or why have a virtual reality concert when you can go to a real concert?
I mean,
Because the people say all about like not everyone has access to it, not everyone
that
not
also.
everyone can afford it, or blah blah. But I think it's just it comes nowhere close to the real version of it.
That's for sure. That's for sure. But the thing is, I can't answer it, but I can give an analogy. Why, for example, people watch films at home on their laptops instead of going to the movie. Probably the same reason will be for this case as well. Different reasons can be.
It's gonna make people even more sedentary.
Yes,
Yeah,
unfortunately.
Yeah, as if internet and home movie streaming wasn't enough. Now you have VR glasses where you don't have to literally go to school anymore. At least you get some exercise when you go to school.
I mean, it's not for replacing school. It's not for replacing it. It's for giving access for those who can't get the real life experience.
Yeah, that's how it all starts. Giving people access. All right, then.
I mean, it's
then
not as
access
scary
turns
as ChatGPT, so I'm not gonna feel guilty.
Okay, sure. I don't want to sound like a skeptic here, but I'm just playing the devil's advocate. I'm sorry.
Oh, it's fine. It's fine.
Yeah, right. How rigorous would you say your studies are at NYU? How hard is it to study at NYU? Or is it chill laid back? It seems chill laid back.
Compared to how I used to study to prepare for competitions, it's nothing there. So we have 4 courses in one semester, and pretty manageable. There is a lot of reading though. In one subject, at least you will have 50 pages to read, 50 hard pages of it. And there is a lot of research papers to write. There is exams. There is a lot of presentations, so many of them that it's nothing you have to prepare anymore. It's something like an ordinary day to present or to write a research paper. And about first semester, I struggled a lot, to be honest. I even had to drop one course because it was it was very, very hard for me. And because of the writing seminar, actually, I was doing writing seminar, and I couldn't keep up with other subjects, so I had to drop another one. And then the second semester was very easy, although the subjects I was doing were harder than my first semester, but I got used to it. I mean, everyone says first year is the hardest, so I think the first semester is the hardest, and then you get used to it, it becomes easy.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah.
So, how about the campus life? What is it like on campus? You guys do activities? What do you guys do outside learning?
Okay, so in our university, there is events every day. Well, what are these events? So, first of all, I should mention student led groups. For example, there's Central Asian group. It's not like work, you just are part of the group, but you will get funding to organize events. And you can use the funding, for example, to get food. We celebrated Navruz, that Central Asian Sikh organized it, and there they shipped food from Uzbekistan. They brought a lot of bread, samsa, kurt. What else was there? All of the national dishes. So you can use funding for that. And or I'm part of Muslim Student Association. We organize events. We can't make them religious. We have to say it's cultural. So
Can you use the word religious?
unfortunately, no,
Why not?
because it's American school.
Oh.
Even though in Abu Dhabi,
Uh-huh.
it has to be cultural.
So you call that not a religious event, but a cultural event.
Yeah. For example, I organized this event for tasbih making. You know it, right? This should we explain it?
It's
Rosemary?
Mm,
Rosary?
no, it's the thing you use when you pray to make. I don't know the word for it really. It's then I'm totally educated on this subject. It's a long piece of thin
Beads.
beads. Exactly. Yes. It's like a necklace thing.
Yeah.
It's like a necklace with beads, and you use it to say dhikr. They call it dhikr, I guess. In Arabic, dhikr, right?
So yeah, I organized that event, and we spent funding on the beads, for example. You get tea, food, and there, because we can't make it religious, we say, so in Central Asia, tasbighs are made like this. In, for example, I don't know where, in East Asia or South Asia, they're made like this. So we have to make it a cultural thing.
Okay.
But that's not the point. The point was about the events in general. So they get funding, and there's so many student-led groups that if one student-led group makes 4 events in one semester, there is events every day. So there's so many student-led groups, and which means there's free food every day, free notebooks with NYU sign, free T-shirts, hoodies, pens, card holders,
All free.
fans, everything. I got so many things from NYU for free.
Mr. Muhammad Aziz, are you hearing all this? Free education, free food, free T-shirts, free notebooks, free everything.
Yeah.
Why not go there?
Yep.
Yeah, cool advertising, by the way. and NYU Abu Dhabi is getting a lot of promotion today, right? They need to sponsor this podcast. I'm just kidding, right?
Yeah, and another cool thing about the events is that we have to advertise the event, and that's why we make posters for them. And because we want more people, we try to make them creative. And then the posters, we print them out and put them out across the university, and it looks so cool. For example, we work smart, of course. People wait for the elevator, so put it outside the elevator.
Wow.
Or inside the elevator, because they have to stand there. Or on the walls of the library, because they sit and look. So we put them up there, and then the walls, the elevators are always full with these posters, and it gives this aesthetic vibe, a culturally rich vibe, because the events are about cultures. Because NYU AD has a vast student body. There's students from more than 120 countries in the university, and that's such a huge difference. And let's say if the country had just 10 countries versus more than 120. So many different minds, so many different ideas, so many different food, of course, so many different events, games. So it's very, very cool. So campus life is amazing there in terms of the socializing part only, unfortunately.
Right. So one point I want to follow up on here is the part where you said they don't use the term religion, they use the word culture and stuff. So what's people's take on religion over there?
So the events, we can't make them about religion, as I have said, but there is prayer rooms in every building.
Inside the university.
Yes. And when we fast, they help so much. They organize trips to the White Mosque and have free iftar. There's iftars most of the time. There's a lot of iftars, free iftars there.
Even outside Ramadan?
Yeah. No. Of course,
During Ramadan.
during Ramadan.
Okay.
So, I mean, the country and the university support religious events, but not student organized religious events. That's the thing. So, as a student, you cannot do that. I think they might be because of some students and horrible stories that happened at other American schools. Probably that's why. It's not only about Islam, it's about all religions as well.
So they're probably trying to make them feel included for
Yeah, I guess
inclusivity.
so.
Like if a university was Islam-centered, students with different religious orientation would obviously feel excluded,
That's
would feel
also
left
true.
out,
It's
right?
true.
So do you have activities for students from other backgrounds, other religions as well, like Christianity and
Yeah, we have for
Buddhism?
Christianity, Judaism, I'm not sure. But I think there is shuttle to church as well. There is shuttle to mosque, of course, and to church too. About Judaism, I have this feeling that I've seen that shuttle goes to their praying place too, but I'm not sure. I'm not sure even if we have.
Still pretty impressive your university has prayer rooms. It's prohibited to have prayer rooms in public universities here and
Here,
schools.
definitely. Even hijab is not allowed.
Oh, yeah.
Here.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. That is best not to make a comment here. I guess we better skip. Right.
Yep.
Sure. Campus life sounds fun, right? Mr. Muhammad Aziz will totally add it to his dream university list, right? Mr. Muhammad Aziz preparing for his SATs now. He's taking a test in August, right?
How old are you?
And 14, yes, 14, IELTS 7.5, and he's gonna be joining you soon, NYU Abu Dhabi.
He got it last year, right? No, even earlier, I think.
No, it's been over a year, right, Mr. Muhammad Aziz? Over a year, yeah,
Golden child.
yeah. No, exactly. Don't say that. He's gonna get pampered, right?
Catching good.
So, personal interests. I would like to talk a little about personal interests. Early on, you said you have been playing the piano since grade 3. Tell us more about it. You obviously can play the piano, right?
Yeah.
So, how did that come about, and do you still play the piano?
Okay. It started in grade 5, and I attended piano classes in a musical school or whatever they call it. I think the reason I attended is because my friends were attending. And I really liked it. I loved the classes. And then at some point, my cousin bought a piano, but they were moving their home from a house to a flat. So they had to put the piano somewhere, and I got to get it. So it's in our house now. That's why my passion did not die, because I had the means.
Yeah.
So I stopped attending the classes because of the boarding school, unfortunately. But I had the piano. I could practice at home. So I kept practicing, although not as much, of course. And then in the university, we have a lot of piano rooms and other musical instruments. So we have musical one-on-one instructions, of course, a lot of them. So I signed up. Hopefully from next year I will get. So I get to continue it professionally.
It'd be cool to see you sort of blend your piano skills with your major, VR.
I've been thinking about it.
Yeah.
That's why I mentioned the concert.
Yeah, I think you should totally do that. Like your own concerts in virtual reality. I mean, or even in the real world. I'd show up to listen to you.
Yeah, hopefully. I mean, I did.
But you need to start off like somewhere on YouTube, like on a mainstream platform.
Yeah.
Not VR. It's not that popular.
Definitely not
taken off yet. So
Yeah.
start somewhere on YouTube, Instagram, TikTok maybe, and then we'll go from there.
That would be cool. Yeah.
Do you have any videos of you playing the piano?
I have a couple.
Okay, I think you should share them with our editor here, who's gonna put them in this part of the podcast. Okay, so we're gonna give our audience a little musical break.
Sure.
With your amazing piano skills.
Let's call it like that for now.
Yeah.
Until you hear it.
Okay, sure. But don't forget to share the videos, okay?
Yeah,
Yeah,
sure.
we're going to put them in the podcast. Thank you. Right. So the other interesting thing about you is that you started learning Arabic, right?
I did.
So how does learning Arabic compare to learning Russian, English? So
Okay,
hard,
for Arabic,
medium, easy.
I mean, everyone knows that Arabic has the most words in it, 12 million or something. But learning it, the grammar, I find it super easy. For now, though, because I'm elementary. And it makes so much sense. And I like when grammar makes sense. So, grammar is easy. Vocabulary, as in Uzbek, it's super easy because like about 30% same words. So that's why I haven't struggled much. But also another point, learning Arabic in an Arabic country now. That's the huge plus because we have trips to Arabic restaurants, Arabic museums, everywhere that has to do with Arabic. Trips like every weekend, free trips of course, or free Arabic food, free Arabic events, workshops. Like I learned embroidery, Palestinian embroidery, and I've been literally embroidering yesterday. That's very cool. That are other perks, yeah.
Can you say something in Arabic right now? It's like, I'm happy to be on Ad Astra's podcast. Something like that. Something along those lines.
Okay.
Or literally
Can
anything you know in Arabic.
I'll just say I'm in a podcast.
Okay.
أنا في بودكاست.
Ana fi podcast. That's Arabic. Podcast.
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 Yeah.
Podcast is podcast in Arabic.
Yeah. They don't have P, they don't have O.
Okay.
That's why it has to be podcast.
So ana bi, you said ana fi.
Yeah.
Ana fi podcast.
Yeah.
I just spoke Arabic, guys.
Yay.
Yay. Yeah, great. Can you, now that you're learning Arabic, can you read the Quran?
Actually, I learned it way before.
Oh, really?
I knew the letters and tajweed before learning Arabic. During quarantine, everyone did it during quarantine.
A quick question. Like when you learn Arabic, can you translate the Quran for yourself without reading its transliteration?
For now, I can't. But there is much progress and I can understand some of it. And another thing, we're learning formal Arabic specifically, not dialect, because there is a huge difference. Because for formal, they kept the same language, the same formal language as during the 14 centuries ago. Same formal language, basically.
So it's the same language used in the Quran.
The formal one, yes. Or at least super similar to it.
But a friend of mine who knows Arabic, you probably know the guy, Mr. Annas, Muhammad Annas.
Oh,
Yeah, he's actually from the same country, UAE, yeah.
From Dubai, I think.
Yeah, he's Dubai, yeah. It's a different emirate, right?
Yeah.
4 emirates there. You're in Abu Dhabi. Seven emirates. Okay,
Yeah.
right. So, and he was telling me the Arabic in the Quran is like Shakespearean English, which is not the same as modern English.
Yeah.
Isn't that so?
So modern Arabic, we call it dialect. In the university, we call it dialects, and there is a huge difference. But formal Arabic is the same formal Arabic as in the Quran. So, for example, we didn't keep the same formal Arabic as Al-Shir Nawai's time, but they did.
Oh,
So
right.
that's the thing.
Right. It's probably to maintain the integrity of the book,
Probably.
so it doesn't get lost in translation. Smart. I like it. Right. Cool. So the other interest you got is newfound interest probably is traveling. So tell us about your traveling experience. What's the most outstanding traveling experience you've had so far in Abu Dhabi?
Travel.
So you've tried,
Okay,
you've been to different places, you've tried different food.
So
Do share.
there is J terms in our university. It's called a J term because it's during January and it's only for 2 weeks. And it's not heavily study oriented. It's just for you to travel, to see the country, to explore. And there we had 3 trips. One of them was to Louvre, Abu Dhabi. Another one to a desert, and another one to a beach. So I want to talk about the one at the desert.
Okay.
There, it's a very cool experience, to be honest. I love it so much because we had to give away our phones, first of all, so that we don't even have this idea that we can pull it off and pull it out and take a picture. Even that is a huge distraction. So our professor took everything from us, and then we were voice fasting.
What's that?
You don't speak at all during
Okay.
the entire trip.
She said voice fasting.
Voice fasting.
Yeah, when you restrict yourself from
Yeah.
talking, just as you restrict yourself from eating food when you're actually fasting, physical fasting, real fasting.
So the trip was, we were at the desert. Imagine a huge Arab desert. There, we were for 5 or more or 6 hours in the open desert, and we were not allowed to speak. We were together with the group mates, but we could not speak.
Was it not funny? Could you?
It was amazing.
It was. No, I mean, like, did you guys like not burst into laughter? Like everyone's going about
For
in the
some
scorching
reason,
heat.
the
hot.
environment was very respectful. So we sat there on the sand, and we were trying to feel the desert first, and then to feel our body, and then to feel our mind.
Was it not scary and dangerous? 'Cause you might have like snakes and different creatures crawling under your feet.
Someone did find one, but we were not scared about it.
Did you hear? She just casually said someone did find one, and just grabbed it and tossed it away. It's a snake you're talking about. You might get bitten.
I don't know. We were chill about it.
People, they're just built different. These kids are built different. I'd be panicking if I saw a snake. I was like,
Yeah, you
I'm
would.
fine with animals, okay? I'm not afraid of animals, but snakes, I just can't stand them. Oh yeah, they give me the creeps.
I don't know.
So,
So, and then we were voice fasting, and it made us think so much. Because when you have to talk to people, most of the time you listen to reply back. And that prevents you from thinking and being honest to yourself, what you're actually experiencing, to contemplate things. And when you're voice fasting, you can focus on yourself, your environment, your mind. And we sat there and we wrote down our experiences, what we were feeling. And the feelings the desert gave me was that as if I was retired, as if I had had a good life. I literally felt like an old grandma who had an amazing life and who's ready to pass or something,
or depart to heaven.
to depart
Depart. Yes.
somewhere.
Somewhere. She's not yet sure, right?
Yeah.
Right.
So that was the best experience, traveling experience.
Uh-huh.
Or another. Can I keep
Yeah, please. Oh yeah, yeah. Do
During
share
the same J
stories.
term, during the same J term, the beach experience. So we went there. We had to stand on the water. We were imagine a long line of students on the water, in the water,
In the water, yeah.
in the water, with notebooks and pens, and they're writing their experiences. Again, what they feel, what their body, what the water feels, what their mind feels, and what their body feels.
Who comes up with these crazy ideas?
The core subject was art, environment, and attention. So the thing was to connect with nature and to learn how to pay attention.
Is it not like in a way dangerous? Like, you might have again things in the water crawling up your feet.
This time we didn't have anything. Don't worry.
Or like sharks lurking
I mean,
somewhere in the
beach
water.
It's not an ocean or anything.
Yeah.
It's not an open ocean.
Oh, okay, all right. So
Yeah.
it's
It's a public beach. So we were standing and writing. Then after an hour, I started feeling water on my forehead. And I thought, am I that immersed? And then turns out it was raining. It was the first and the only rain I saw in Abu Dhabi. So we had to come back. We were all super wet. It was raining heavily. And then we went to the bus. We went back to the campus. We got changed and went back to an amazing restaurant and chatted there.
Yeah. Do you guys have like cold days there, or is it always hot?
No. Winter season is the best. I think, if I remember, they have like 15, 20, about 20 degrees. And it's so good. It feels so good. But basically, you wear the same clothes during winter and during summer. And it's every time a hoodie. Literally.
Yeah.
Because it's cold inside. It's super cold inside.
Yeah. Right. So it's super cold inside?
Yeah.
Inside?
The ACs.
Oh, right. The inside the university.
Yeah, yeah,
ACs,
yeah.
because they got AC on everywhere. ACs. And how hot does it get there? What's the hottest it got there?
About the weather, actually, I didn't find it super hot because I'm used to it as a Bukharian. But the humidity is crazy. here it's very dry, and there it's so humid that you breathe water, literally. And the friends of mine that had glasses, the moment they step out of the door, their glasses would become fully watery. So it's very humid and it's very hard to breathe. That's the problem about the weather, not that it's hot.
It's hard to breathe, probably because of the way your lungs are like developed. You're accustomed to living in a desert, dry environment, and all of a sudden you find yourself in a humid place. It's like you feel like a fish out of the water.
Yeah,
Right.
might be.
But how about the people around, locals there? Do locals have the same issue? Like, do they also have trouble breathing? I doubt so.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Yeah.
But they can't sleep without the AC on. So much that they would refuse to turn it off at night. So some of their roommates from our countries, they had to go to the lounge and sleep because they wouldn't turn off the AC.
Yeah. Are you staying at a dorm?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So what are the facilities like in your dorm?
Okay, the first year as a freshman, it's the simplest things. You just have one room, 2 beds, and a desk and everything you need to study actually.
So it's a 2-student
Yes.
bedroom.
Yes, and then the restroom. So only one room, basically. But then, and also your roommates, you don't get to choose yourself. They choose it, and the reasoning is that the logic is they have to make sure that no similar cultures can stay together. I am roommates with a Bulgarian girl, and they just make sure that someone from Uzbekistan doesn't stay with someone from Kazakhstan, for example.
What would be trouble with that? What's the problem with that?
They just want everyone to get to know as diverse cultures as possible. Because there is more than 120, and they want them to see each other because there is such a vast diversity, and we have to make use of it simply.
Yeah.
And another thing, there is visitation and non-visitation buildings. This is, I think, specific to Abu Dhabi campus because of the religion, once again. Non-visitation means if it's female non-visitation, the whole building is only for females. If it's male non-visitation, and yes, there is such a thing, it's only for males. And for PE as well, you can have regular swimming classes or women-only swimming. Or the same for running, for the gym. We have, I think, 3 gyms for male, for females, and
Mixed.
For everything they have separation. I think in the city they even have pink buses, or the underground bus.
Only for ladies.
Only for ladies. That's why it's pink.
Yeah.
So
Right.
yeah,
Yeah, interesting culture. I'd very much love to go there one day.
would be good. Would be good.
Yeah, right. Sure. Now we're about to wrap it up, Miss Guli. Before we do that,
Already?
it's been 2 hours.
Really?
I think so.
No way.
Not exactly, no. I'm exaggerating. It's been an hour and 40 minutes.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's fine.
I mean, I got one last chapter I want to get to, but if you got anything else to share, we can still keep rolling.
Okay. I mean, there's a lot of facilities I want to talk about.
Sure.
I literally
please.
talked about nothing right now.
Or are you kidding? We've been sitting here talking for almost 2 hours. It's typical of ladies. Like they can go on for hours chatting and talking.
About NYU, yes.
Yes, sure.
So, okay, about the dorms, I didn't finish yet because that's what we get, one room for freshmen only. For second year students and above, you choose your own dorm, your view, your everything, your own roommates, and there you get to have, so you enter and there is a lounge with a kitchen, and then there is one room and another room with 2 people in each. So, or you can have, I think they call it a suite or something. Or studio, no, I don't know. So there's 4 rooms and then one lounge in the kitchen. So you can choose the options. So basically from sophomore year and above, you can have your own lounge and your kitchen. So you can cook. And aside from that, as a freshman, you might ask, can I cook or no? Yes, there is 2 lounges on the ground floor, or 2 or 1. And then there's kitchens and then another lounge, a big lounge, sitting area basically, in each floor as well. Also, there is bicycles you can rent, and there is a lot of equipment. Like you can book a laptop, you can book a tablet, you can book earphones, and use them for everyday use. So you don't have to bother about getting a laptop, not at all. You can just book it, and you can use it throughout the semester for free, of course. And also for theater majors, have I told you that university is focused on liberal arts?
You did mention that
yeah.
earlier on the podcast. Yeah.
And that's why we have a lot of expensive cameras, microphones, headphones, basically film stuff, super expensive. I think they told me that the tripod they have costs $6,000 or something.
A single tripod.
Yeah, a tripod.
How much one of these tripods cost? $50.
Really?
Okay, yeah, that is expensive. Yes, can see the difference, right? Big
Yeah,
difference.
1,000.
Yeah.
And that's why I didn't ask how much the camera cost, to be honest, after knowing the tripod. So, and you can book everything like that as well, equipment like that, the facilities they have. And study aways, from the opportunities the university offers. First of all, J terms. This is for 2 weeks. You have to do 2 of them. First, one in Abu Dhabi, another abroad. You can literally go to any country. Even in Uzbekistan, they have a trip to Samarkand for Silk Road. Some of my friends went to Italy, and most of them went to either Europe or the US.
Question: are trip expenses paid for by the university?
Fully covered.
Mr. Ahmad is totally going there. Okay, so right, you can. You're getting so many students. You're bringing so many students, taking so many students with you to Abu Dhabi.
This year,
everything's
12
like
students
paid
going.
for. Do you have these privileges on the main campus, on the New York campus of New York University?
I think J term is paid by the Sheikh in Abu Dhabi. I think. I'm not sure.
The real money guys, right? Go where the money is.
Yeah.
Why go to New York, where all the brokies live? I mean, you speak of billionaires in New York. You got trillionaires in Abu Dhabi.
We have sheikhs. And that's for 2 weeks only. But we have study ways. Usually students have 2 or 1. And that's a full semester away in another campus. So New York University has campuses, I think, in 16 countries. So, and you can choose a pathway. You can go a full semester to one country and another semester to another country, or 2 semesters in one country. So I'm planning. Also, they have partnering universities too, like Yonsei, KAIST in South Korea, and in Japan. So what I want to do is, I want to go first to either Shanghai or New York, and then another semester to Japan. And it's all free, of course.
And it's all what?
Free. For
It's
a
all
full
free.
semester. And
full semester.
that makes it 2 semesters.
It's happened
A
there.
lot of traveling. And I didn't mention the class trips yet.
What are the class trips? Do tell me.
There is this class Sacred Series.
Okay.
The class trip there, they take you to the Sheikh's private island. But I didn't have it, unfortunately. I took an archaeology class. So we went to Bronze Age tombs and then a Palm oasis and a restaurant. Every trip is accompanied by a bougie restaurant.
Why would you? I'm still mad here. Why would you not go to a sheikh's private island?
The class wasn't offered when I was taking it.
Oh,
when
right. I
wanted it.
see.
It's available from next semester.
I'd see what he's got on his private island.
Yeah.
Right. Like a mansion built of gold.
Probably
all sorts of exotic animals. Right.
Maybe.
Heaven-like gardens.
Might be.
Yeah.
I've never thought.
Right.
I've never tried to imagine.
So when you say the sheikh's private island, you mean the guy in charge of the emirate? You mean
So I just heard it from one person. So I don't know which sheikh exactly. Is it the sheikh of Abu Dhabi or is there even a sheikh for all the emirates?
Yeah, that's my question, because they get a lot of princes and princesses.
I'm not sure. Oh, fun fact. my group mate for writing seminar, we were literally sitting together. She's Sheikh's granddaughter. And she told me, can I speak about these things? I'm not sure.
100%. Okay, no one's going to watch this podcast anyway. Don't worry. So
Some
we're
of the
good.
stories she shared with me.
Please do. We got to hear these stories.
So she said she drives. I asked, what car do you have? And she said, which of my three? At that time, I didn't know that she was Sheikh's granddaughter. Then I think the cheapest ones she had was BMW or BMW or something. I don't remember. And then I asked her, okay, where do you drive? She said, yeah, outside. But my brothers, because they're little, they drive inside the house. So
They
I
drive
can't
a
imagine
car
the house.
inside the house. How big should your house be for you to be able to drive a car inside?
I mean, I found out she had the title during the last class, literally the last class we had with her. I mean, she keeps it private, so it was not a good idea to share it.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean,
But I'm just saying,
you think your friend's going to watch this podcast? They might.
hopefully,
And okay. And even if they're going to watch this podcast, we don't know if they're going to make it to this part of the podcast. It's going to get probably just like hidden under some title, or I'm just going to put some confusing title so people don't watch this part. Just skip this part. It's like Life in Abu Dhabi,
yeah.
or the mysterious life of sheikhs in Abu Dhabi. And then everyone is going to want to watch this part. Anyway, it's cool. It's
Yeah.
cool. It's cool.
It is very cool.
It's not the most surprising story I've ever heard on the podcast. I had this one time, a guy on podcast who told me his friend goes to university with Jeff Bezos' son.
Whoa.
Yeah, so it's not like the most impressive thing, but still,
Yeah,
a sheikh's granddaughter, kind of big thing.
It is.
Yeah,
And other big people.
a lot of wild things. A lot of wild things. Aren't you planning to stay in Abu Dhabi?
No, definitely no.
Why not?
I want more greenery. That's the only reason.
And it's all desert there.
No, there's no ground. It makes sense. There's no soil. That's the thing. It's not even sand. It's just beton.
Yeah, cement.
Yeah, everywhere. For 1 week, it's good to travel to see those buildings. There's a lot of those skyscrapers. It's a beautiful city, but I want trees. That's why.
So you're planning to come back home, right?
I'm not sure. I really want to stay in Japan, but we'll see. If I study away there and I will like it, I might stay there. But of course, we'll see. We'll see.
Right.
But
We'll
that would
see
be
where life will take her.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Hopefully, you'll talk about it on our future podcasts. Please, like every time we have a guest on the podcast, we ask them to return one day.
Hopefully.
So, like maybe like 2 years from now, 3 years from now, so we can like kind of look back and say,
I live in Japan now.
yeah, right.
That would be cool.
Cool. All right. So now let me get to my final questions before we call it a day.
Yeah.
First question I usually ask on the final chapter of the podcast is philosophy. What would you say your philosophy is at this point in your life?
When I was looking through some of your podcasts, I was hoping that we would avoid this one because I don't really have anything. I just know that if something feels wrong or feels too forced or too difficult, I know that I'm doing something wrong and I try to change it. But something I learned after I went to Abu Dhabi would be being honest with myself. If you don't feel good about doing something, you should admit it. Or you should learn to say no. You should basically be honest with yourself. Do I want it? Why don't I want it? And just honesty. It's very important. Trying not to those affirmations or anything, or trying to lie to yourself saying it's all gonna be good, it's already good now, I'm happy. No. If you're unhappy, admit it. Okay, I'm unhappy. I'm going to go be a potato, rest, and then come back when I feel good about myself.
Do not say it in front of Mr. Muhammad Aziz who's got exams, because he does not feel happy every day, but he's got to show up to class anyway.
I mean,
No, I'm just kidding. I'm kidding.
There should be a balance,
Yeah.
of course.
Right. Obviously.
Yeah.
Obviously. That's at least your truth, right?
Yeah.
And you should not be afraid to speak your truth.
Yeah.
Right.
That's another thing I learned.
I deeply resonate with what you're saying here. Totally. You have to be brutally honest with yourself. Right. It's okay if you, not exactly okay, but it's kind of fine if you're not. No, I'm not going to say it. It's not fine. It's never fine, I guess, not to tell the truth.
Yeah.
Because it's going to come out one way or the other.
Yes.
Yeah.
You will feel annoyed or angry, and the other person has nothing to do with it. It's just your inner feelings of because you're postponing something, or you did something you didn't want to, or you have to do something you didn't want to, but said out of kindness or something.
It really knocks you off your rhythm.
Yeah.
And then you go through a phase where like you feel lost, miserable, until you finally admit that truth.
Definitely.
Until you finally face that reality.
You will face it anyway.
Exactly. So why not do it right now? You might as well do it right now.
Yes.
Totally agree. Totally agree. So cool. Like that. So what's one piece of advice you'd give your younger self? Your 15-year-old self. You're 19 now, right?
I'm 18.
18. Still pretty young. Right.
Okay. I would say don't have questions like what if? Like what if this? What if that? What do you mean what if?
Yeah.
What do you mean, what
She's
if?
actually talking to her mom and dad right now. I said your younger self.
To myself, I'm saying.
your
No,
younger
no.
self.
No, for example, what if it won't work out? What if's like that? What if I won't get in? What if I will, I don't know, what if people will laugh at me? What if they will think this or that? I mean, what do you mean, what if? Of course it won't work out. You do it for the experience. So just do it. Get yourself out there and do it. That's what I would say.
Yeah. Right. So you're telling yourself to be more brave, to take risks, take chances, and try things.
And to acknowledge that, yes, there's a good chance, there's a huge chance that it's not going to work out. And it's fine. So what if it's not going to work out? It doesn't work out all the time.
Exactly. Yeah. Get used to it.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's precisely what I earlier said today, and you told me you had a hard time making sense of it. I said, doing it is less wrong than not doing it.
Oh, yeah.
That's what I was exactly saying all along. Doing it
yeah.
is less wrong than not doing it.
Yep.
Because doing it can be wrong, but it's not as wrong as not doing it.
Definitely.
And obviously, we're talking about here like taking opportunities. It's not in the context of like doing bad things, like illegal things. So some people might take it out of context. Oh, he told me I should go and do it and start going rob a bank. No, not that kind of thing. Obviously, we're talking about taking good opportunities while you're young, while you have those opportunities. Yeah. And what's one message you have for your future self? The person who's going to be watching you when this podcast comes out. Mr. Abdul Malik, is this camera rolling right now? Okay, look at yourself. She's watching you. Say hi.
Hi.
It's like the most Arabic hi ever. She said hi. I like that accent.
Hi.
It's really good. It's great.
I think the message will still be the same. Again, what do you mean, what if? Of course it won't work out. Still, do it. That's what I would say.
Yep. Just do it. Yeah. Ms. Guli, it was amazing having you on the podcast. I had so much fun talking to you.
Thank you for having me.
So thankful to you for sharing all these insights and giving Mr. Muhammad Aziz a new hope. Now he's got a better hope for his future, right? His plan changed. Abu Dhabi.
Inshallah.
Yeah, NYU Abu Dhabi 2029 or 2030. It's 2030. Yeah.
What grade are you now?
Ninth grade. He's still got 2 years to go.
21?
Yeah, probably.
Wow.
Yeah, sure. So, yeah, thanks a lot. Hope you enjoyed being with us, and we'd like to see you. We wish to see you once again on the podcast one day.
Hopefully. Thank you so much for having me. I had fun too. A lot of it. I was scared, and then I remembered no what ifs.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Hope you enjoyed today's episode. If you liked our content, don't forget to like, subscribe, and leave your comments in the comment section below. I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.
Peace.
Peace.